Hello everyone, how's it going? My name's Valhalla Pickle and welcome back to some Satisfactory Updates 1.1 where we are yet again working and improving our Ficsmas factory. This is currently what we have built from the interior and it is really simple. And no, I didn't just randomly leave a massive bit out of my floor. This is completely intentional. Basically, over the last couple of live streams, we have built this area right here, which isn't necessarily fully finished just yet. There's a couple things I want to tweak here and there, but for the most part, this is pretty much the outer shell kind of completed. The most obvious thing to note is, I suppose, the floor and where everything is going to go. We are going to have paths stretch from one of these columns down to that column, then with little gaps in between, which is where all of our factory is going to go with all of our machines. And this is our Ficsmas factory. I think I said Ficsmas, right? In case I didn't, then yes, this is our Ficsmas factory. And I'm trying to get it done by today. At least the interior and the exterior. If we're going to get every single machine placed down, probably not. But I want to try and finish off the actual factory itself. That would be quite nice to try and do. So, yeah, basically just placing all the machines, have a few paths, make it look quite nice, and we've got a train station. Yes, I decided to add this train station. I believe it was in our last stream on Wednesday. I was going to stream yesterday. A few of you might have seen I was going to start my stream, but then I didn't. I'll tell you the reason why in a couple minutes from now. But yes, we've now got a train station up here as well, which I can't get any closer to because of the camera limits. But yeah, we're going to have a train come technically a locomotive come all the way across our factory. Which I think would be really cool to be somewhere down here, just looking up and then seeing the locomotive. I think that would just look really nice. So that's going to be the plan. We have got to try and design a blueprint for that. One where we've got the foundation hanging down from the ceiling in a wrench sort of style. And another one where I've got the rail hanging, with some support coming out from the ground, which will most likely be used outside of the actual factory itself. Regardless though, I do just want to start. We've also got to try and figure out how many items per minute am I actually going to be making here. So let's actually open up Myro. And this is probably something I should have done beforehand, but if I very quickly turn off that, there we go. Just so I can make sure I've actually got this thing installed, which do I? Actually, I don't know if I even got this app installed on this PC. No. Okay, let me try and get the app on Google. There we go. We hope everyone's doing good. I suppose let me just very quickly talk about the reason why I didn't stream yesterday. And the reason for that is because I was going to stream the Game Awards, but I kind of came to the conclusion that I just didn't care about the Game Awards. And by the time that I wanted to try and stream something like Satisfactory, for example, it was too late. It had been a busy day, so I just decided not to bother. Okay, brilliant. We've got everything working now. That is fantastic. Might as well switch to this view. There we go. So, this is one of our factories that I'm currently working on. Not today, but it's the rocket fuel factory, which a few of you might have already seen. Basically, everything in purple is what we've already done. That is our conveyor belt highway. It's a highway because there's a road on top of it and a bunch of conveyor belt room underneath. And everything in yellow is what I want to add. And bear in mind, everything in purple has taken me about a month to do. So, we've got a long way to go. Yes, we've got a long way to go. We've crushed all the numbers. I know what I want to try and do. Kind of. Everything down there. But what I want to try and do today is all the Ficsmas stuff. So, if I just call this A for now. In fact, no, actually, I don't want that. There's one that I do want. Here we go. This. The next tab that I've got to try and open is this. Ficsmas Satisfactory. Because there's quite a few items that we actually have to try and make for this event. And I haven't got them all unlocked just yet. But the final thing that we get is the star. That's what we have to try and make. So where actually is the star? Where is it? Have I gone past it? Right, clearly I must have. Introduction, event features maybe? No. Items. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So this is the star that I want, but does it say how I can make these items? There we go. The Wonder Star. So I believe the main things I will have to try and make here then is one Wonder Star, which costs 20 candy canes and 5 Ficsmas wraiths per minute. We can then do the wraiths, which is all of... Okay, yeah, so that's the plan then. I can probably keep that here. That's called a Ficsmas Star. Okay. We then go 1 per minute. Of course, the reason why I'm just doing 1... Actually, let's do 10 per minute. Yeah. Oh, is that quite a lot? I'm contradicting myself now, aren't I? I feel like... No, we'll go 1 per minute. That's completely fine, I think. We'll go 1 of that per minute. Make that a little bit smaller. A bit smaller still. There we go. Then to make that star, we are going to need 20 candy canes. It's been so long since I last used Myra. I've definitely got to try and download the app. Oh, okay. Feels good though. Not sponsored, by the way. I have to keep saying this. Because people have this mindset that whenever a content creator says that they like something, that they have to be sponsored. No, I just like it. There we go. Got an ad. Lovely. Yeah, how's everyone doing in the chat? I am still shadow banned on YouTube, by the way, so I do apologise for that. If you're watching this, then you haven't been shadow banned with me, which is nice. Thank you, by the way, to Rozov for the follow yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday, so I couldn't say thank you, so thank you. There we go. Ficsmas Wraith. This keyboard's so old. It's a good keyboard, but yeah, it's showing its age now, I'd say. And 5 of them per minute. Brilliant. So now... Oh, this is where the math starts to get a little bit complicated. To make 2 of them, it's a 3-to-1 ratio. Okay. That's not too bad, actually. Let's try and move this a little bit over to here. I can probably zoom in quite a bit here, can't I? No reason not to. There we go. That's what we're looking for down here. To make the Ficsmas, to make the wraiths, we need 3-to-1, so that's 15 in total. 15 ornaments bundles. Just gonna copy that across here. Or not, that's fine, okay. Brilliant. Make that a little bit wider there. Ficsmas ornament bundles. That might be one of like the longest item names. Well, thermal propulsion rockets, probably a bit longer. Let me actually double check that. No, it must be. Thermal propulsion rockets. It's almost the exact same. I see this is slightly longer. Is there anything else that would be a bigger item name? Iron ore. Yes. We got that done. I'm actually going to move you down a little bit. There we go. That looks a lot better. And what's the other thing that we then needed? 15. Oh dear, no thank you. So it's a 7.5 to 1. So 7.5 times by 5. But isn't it 37.5? Might be wrong there. Oh. I've got to... Wait, I've got to bang my keyboard. Pause. Now it's going to work, hopefully. There we go. Welcome, Robin. Yes, it's the only Christmas thing I've got. It's a red jumper. So, 7.5 times by 5. 37.5, yes. Brilliant. What even is this thing called again? Ficsmas tree branch. There you go. Beautiful. So we've now got the wraiths, we've got the ornaments, we've got the tree branches. That's not too bad. What should we do next? I suppose the tree branches, since it's in the middle. So where are we going to find that? Because you just require gifts, don't you? Or presents. Did I definitely get that right? Yeah. 37.5. Yeah, okay, that is correct. Yes. Right. You. Oh, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. That's actually really good. Because 37.5 gifts per minute is the equivalent of less than 3 trees. So that's actually really good for us. I will change the background color of this though, just because you're the start of everything. Give you a nice little purple there, why not? Because when I think of Christmas, the first color that comes to my mind is purple. Apparently. Oh well. Ornament bundles, I know for a fact, is a little bit more complicated, unfortunately. But I think this is the one that requires both the copper and the iron ornaments that also then require the red and blue ornaments. So it requires copper, iron, presents, or gifts. That should be it. But let me just double check, though. Yes, okay. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. That's not too bad. What's it actually called? Copper Ficsmas ornament, then iron Ficsmas ornament. Okay. And because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, this has to be 15. Same with this. In fact, copper Ficsmas ornament, is that slightly bigger than this? Or you know what, I will say, it probably is. Oh no, it's very similar. Yeah. I'm trying to find like the longest named item in this game. Not as like part of a video, but just because I'm a bit bored. Well, not bored, but I'm interested, should I say. Yeah, surely copper Ficsmas ornament is up there. Because I can't think of anything else that would have much of a longer name. Oak-clad aluminium sheets, copper Ficsmas. Oh. Alright. Oak-clad aluminium sheets. I still don't think that will be. No, nowhere near. Wow. Because if you start the first letter with each other there, then yeah, it's... Wow. Right. So you're both 15 per minute. Then let's start with the copper Ficsmas ornaments, which is this one. You are a 2-to-1 ratio. So if I need 15 copper Ficsmas ornaments, it then means I need 30 copper per minute. That's not that bad at all. Copper ore. Place it right here. There we go. Welcome, Chris. Hope that you're doing good. Good afternoon. Then what we're going to do here is the actual ornament itself, which is the red Ficsmas ornament. Okay. Grace. Although I might have to move everything here back a little bit. Purely because of the size of these words. And then again, you are 30 per minute. Not bad. And because of that, I will now move you over here a little bit. Just like so. Then move you down here a little bit. Just so we can allow a little bit more room between the bottom of this arrow and the actual line here itself. Lovely. To make our 30 copper... Actually, take your 30 copper ingots, aren't you? You are, yes, okay. Which luckily just requires 30 copper ore. So, that's not too bad. And what I'll do is make you red because you're copper. That's just my color scheme. Blue is iron, like a darkish blue. Actually, no, I think it's light blue, isn't it? Light blue is iron. Dark blue is water. Have I got my color palette here? No, but you can kind of see what I do. So cord is grey, but the reason why I've gone with purple for gifts is just because it's a one-time calculation. I'm never going to use gifts ever again until next year, basically. So it doesn't really matter what color I use. And then whenever I finish something, I then paint it green. Because now I know, for example, okay, brilliant. I've made all my circuit boards for my computers. Just, yeah. It's a very, very basic color scheme for this. I do recommend that you have one, rather than painting everything here blue. For every, let's say every ore blue, or like water blue. The reason why I do that is so that when I'm adding everything up, I can see, okay, that's red, that's not red, which means that you have to be copper. I don't miss out certain items. It's a long way of me saying if I color code things, it's easier to spot the difference. I learned that when I was about 5, and I'm still using it to this day, so it must have worked out pretty well. I've drunk a stupid amount of water today, by the way. Holy moly. Okay, so you're done. Red Ficsmas ornaments. I'm pretty sure you literally just... In fact, no, I am sure you just require gifts. Is it a 1-to-1 ratio? I am unsure. It is. Beautiful. 30 gifts per minute. And there we go. That is our second main calculation. Now done. Actually, I was going to say the last one. This is definitely not the last one. Because we've still got all of our candy canes. But for the iron Ficsmas ornament, I believe you're slightly easier, but the concept's going to be almost identical. So rather than copper, it's obviously iron. Then gifts is still the same, and then you're going to be blue. There we go. And again, change the background color here to a light blue. I'm then going to remove all these numbers because I don't think these will be correct. There we go. So 15 iron Ficsmas ornaments. Iron Ficsmas ornaments. It is a 3-to-1 ratio. Crikey, okay. It is. So then you'll be 45, 45, 45. And I think that's also a 1-to-1 ratio, if I remember correctly. Yo! A-Cap next door. Thank you very much for the sub. Thank you very much. That kind of gave me a heart attack there, but I do greatly appreciate it. Oh wow, it's actually a 1-to-2. Oh. So in that case, I only need 22.5 gifts. Okay. So even though I'm making 33% more ornaments there, I'm using less gifts. Yeah, because that's 133% of that, and that's about 67% of that. Yeah. Okay. That's not too... I unintentionally did the 6-7. I actually hate myself. Candy canes. Okay, candy canes. Oh, wait, is that it? I was saving this calculation for the end because I generally thought that'd be quite difficult. But no, I have to make 20 of them. And it's a 3-to-1, so I need 60 gifts. That is literally it. Okay, wow. So now let's see the amount of resources that I need and also the amount of machines that I need as well. Which I'm actually unable to see, I think. Can I? Because it takes you 12 seconds to make one of them, but I don't know about the timings though. I don't know if I can see. Unless I go into my creative save. Am I that desperate? No. Although it would be nice to see how many machines I need. I can get a gist for things. I know roughly how much it's going to be anyway. So, we are going to need gifts as a raw resource. We are going to need that, copper, and iron as well. There we go. Beautiful. Regarding gifts, it's 60. I'll save that for the end. 90. 91. It's like 120, I think. 60. 120. 150. I believe it's 150. Which is actually... Okay, that must be intentional. Because if one of the Christmas trees could produce, and I think it's 15 gifts per minute, that's 10 trees to make 1 star. Okay. 10 trees make 1 star. How many trees can I place? Because in theory, what I could do, and I've literally just thought of this now, but what if I add a platform up here? To be right there. That's fine. I might have to get rid of this though, because that looks a bit crap. Then what I could try and do maybe is add in the trees up here. Then what about this though? Because now there's like a very weird gap thing here, which I don't massively like. But let's say that wasn't there. Let's just say that doesn't exist. We can go 1, 2, 3. And I must admit, I actually love the way that looks. Except for the flickering lights. The thing is, I don't know if that will cause epilepsy, but it's annoying. At least. Oh, look at that. You guys, just so I can confirm, you guys can see this as well, right? It's not just on my screen. What is going on there? I mean, if that continues, all I have to do is just turn off the lights, but the reason why I've placed down this light and spent the resources on it is so that I can, well, have a bit of lights. Rather than just continuously adding signs everywhere. Because as much as I do like the signs, it does get to a stage where I'm like, I want a bit of actual lights. Oh well. But regarding this idea, it's not too bad. If I can speak England correctly. We know speak England. Then I think what we'll do... Well, I can't have a half foundation because it's going to look crap from the outside, isn't it? I could lower you down by 1 foundation. But then this won't look symmetrical. Would that be a problem? Let's find out. You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow. Of course, nice. I'm just double checking here. From the outside, do you get in the way of anything? Okay, so we actually haven't got a choice then. You have to be placed up there. Because if I do place you here, there's no dramas. Is that correct? That is indeed correct. Oh wait, that's where I wanted to place you. Wait, I've placed that too low anyway. Because what I can do, rather than adding a foundation there, I can still have a wall here. But just without the foundation. That could work. What colour do I want for this now? I feel like black works really nicely. I think we'll stick with chrome. Or a carbon steel. Or even better in my opinion, asphalt. Oh, that's not what I thought it would be. You'll look crap. In fact, wait, gee, I don't like it. I don't hate it. And why is it snowing indoors, by the way? I'm sorry, I've just, like, clocked that. I build all of this, and yes, it still snows indoors. Typical. Maybe Ada was right. Maybe this is a massive distraction. I'm too far gone now, though, so might as well commit to it. I think we're going to go with this, and then what I want to try and add, I could make this in, oh, do I want to make it in the blueprint designer? I could just do it like a normal human being. No, I am going to do it in the blueprint designer because there is some actual like logistic work that's going to be a part of this. That's just easier to do in the blueprint designer. And of course, I can just place the blueprint designer in here because there's enough room. Well, hopefully I can at least. I can't imagine why I can't. There we go. Would have been quite awkward if I just couldn't. Are you too tall, though? No, you're actually a perfect size. I have built a massive hall for my blueprint designer. Brilliant. Also, if I was to change the color of this, would you have any outer world implications? Yes, you do. Because now I can clearly see that you're darker than that. But I actually quite like that, because it provides a little bit of shadow, like would be somewhat realistic if there was to be a shadow there. So I'm actually fine with that. Okay, so you go back by 1.5 foundations. We'll then plop our tree down. We'll say here. 1, 2. Apparently I can't plop that down there. I can, thank you. 1, 2, 3. And you produce 15 per minute. Grand. That's completely fine. So if I have 3 trees there, it's 3, 6, 9. Do I go all the way up? Yes. Surely I have to, right? Surely I have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And same on that side. That's 16. 48 trees. It's 480 gifts. If it takes 10 trees to make 1, we can make a maximum of 4.8 stars per minute. Oh wait, I forgot about the 3 here as well. What do I do for the ground floor? I've completely forgot about the ground floor. I could double it. Double it and give it to the next person. Let's think about some pros and cons. Pros to why I might want this. It doubles the production. Cons as to why I might not want this. It takes up the majority of that path. Because you're going to start roughly here now, aren't you? Go back by 4. Grand. Cut you off like so. This would then be gone because our main factory is going to be there. So we are still going to have a path here. It's a bit smaller. Again, doubles production. Well, it doesn't actually double production because we've got a bit more there, but still. what we'll do is go... Do I want to have trees in here as well? I would love to, but at the same time I feel like this is the one area that shouldn't have trees. Down here can. There's no reason why down here we can't have any. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times by 2, which is 30. 30 times by 3 is 90. We know that for a fact. And 90 times by... Is it 15? Which would be 900... 1,350? 1,350 gifts per minute. Which is now the equivalent of... Oh, actually, I don't even know. 9 stars per minute. Exactly 9 stars per minute. The thing is, I'm not actually going to be making 9 stars per minute because I don't want to be using something like 400 iron ore and 270 copper and potentially 70 or 80, 90, 100 machines. That's just a waste of power. Although again, it's only going to be for a month. But then is the question of, do I want to waste all this time just for a project that's going to be a month long? Is it wasted time or is it time well spent? No, it's wasted time. I don't know. I'm really conflicted for some weird reason. I want to do it. And also, like, I can still place all these trees and still not use all the gifts. Have an awesome sink somewhere. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll do that. So let's now design this in a blueprint designer, which luckily, I mean, this is one of the easiest blueprints I've ever made. And speaking of, actually, I want to try and go into my blueprints. Go into edit, add a new category, and then simply call this, if I can remember how to change the name, there we go, well done me. Ficsmas. There we go. It's a meme by Camila Cabello. I'll be home for Christmas. If you haven't seen it, don't worry, you're not missing much. Moist. There we go. I know, I've got a voice of an angel being strangled. What sign do you have? I suppose you have to be that, because you are a factory. There we go. Ficsmas. Add a subcategory. Subcategory. I did not spell exterior correctly. Deary me. I did. Exterior. Exterior. There we go. And the reason why I made that is because I've got so many of these blueprints just hanging around. Then what I'll do, add subcategory, and then call it interior. Move you up to there. Apply changes. Fantastico. Brilliant. Welcome, Vinod. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. You've missed it, but we've done maths. I have actually done mathematics for the first time in ages. I might as well actually just put it into a little bubble. I've still got a cold, by the way, which is really annoying because I'm just sneezing constantly now at this point, which is just annoying me. Oh, I knew it. Hey, thank you very much, Vinod, for becoming a member now for 3 months. Thank you very much, man. Can we get some absolutely gigantic GGs in the chat for Vinod? Thank you very, very, very much for that. I wonder who's been a member for the longest. I've actually got no idea. I don't think we have many members anymore. I think we have maybe 4 the last time I checked. Which is still nice. To be fair, I do openly say don't become a member, so. How big do I normally... Oh, I make you quite big, actually. There we go. It feels like I've forgotten how to play this game. And send you to back. Back. Wait, shouldn't you be white? Have you been sent all the way to the back? Yes. Maybe send to front? How are you so pungent, dare I say? How? Because if you're centre back, you should be behind that. Be sent backwards, then centre back? I must be losing my mind. Because I shouldn't be able to see this, the grey at all. Let's try it again. Bring to front. And of course you copy over everything, which doesn't really help. No. My luck today is already annoying me. There we go. Okay, so for whatever reason, you're just not working. Which is fine. That's great. Perfect. Okay. You can now come here. You maintain where you currently are. Resources required. We need literally nothing on this list. Fantastic. $150 per minute. Iron ore is 45 per minute. And lastly, we have copper ore, which is 30 per minute. So it's not too expensive. It's relatively affordable. That's just to make 1, and I potentially want to try and go for 5. That could be quite nice. And get this. Brilliant. You should be... Okay, you were bald. Yeah, I was going to say you should be bald automatically. Preferably all caps as well. Brilliant. And you're automatically underlined. Wow. You're definitely way too big, though. There we go. And that is what we are going for today, everybody. That's what we're going for. You began the final part of the nuclear pasta project, gathering the copper, which is 8,400 per minute, from Piggo's favorite biome, the Dune Desert. It's the best biome. Undoubtedly. The best biome. Right, I then want to try and do this. I then want you to come back by half a foundation, actually, don't I? So what I'll do is change you to that. Because this is where all of our logistics is going to be. Apparently you do not want to play nice, so that's fine. I understand why, but yeah. I think then what we'll do, can I... I can do that. The problem is, because I've set you to carbon steel, you're going to end up producing some weird effects. So what I might have to try and do here is a custom color, similar to this, but black and yellow rather than grey and yellow. Shiny, that's fine. How would that look from down here? Oh, right, okay, the exact opposite of that, maybe. That's fine. Let's see what this looks like over here, first of all. Carbon steel will end up looking nicer, in my opinion, but again, you never really know. But you'll be gone. You're also going to be gone. And get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I placed you down the wrong way? No. No. Again, so used to failure that success is surprising. Paint you like so. And paints... You're already painted like that, okay. Patterns, and go with this. I think that looks quite nice. It pops out quite a lot there as well, so I'm quite happy with that. Trying a new build style for this project. Ooh. What's Ficsmas? It's a Ficsmas. I like those colours. They contrast very nicely. So I think I will actually stick with this. You. I might have to just go around here and remove all of these. But if I was to paint the colour in there, would that work? Yeah. In fact, you know what? Yes. That... Oh, although... No. I'm going to remove them. Because my planning was, if I have to paint all the colours, I'll just have to, like, dodge a bunch of my logistics. So I might as well just get rid of this now. Add it there, just make my life a little bit easier. Which I think is going to be worth it. Then remove the ones from underneath as well. Which, for that, I'm actually going to have to do the exterior for the back of the project. Because yes, I actually do try and focus a little bit on the back of my projects. Except for that one, and this one, and then that building, and that one over there, and this one. But other than those, I always focus on the back of my projects. In fact, have I ever focused on the back of one of my projects? I don't think so. Maybe sometime in my dreams. That has to go. And that's... You've been playing for 4 hours? Sure. I definitely wasn't AFK trying to gather resources or anything. No. I would never. Although, to be fair, I did say I was going to do that 2 days ago. And I logged off and just didn't log back on until ages later. Also, these are going to try and go as well. I completely forgot. There we go. Let me just make sure that I get rid of all of these first of all. But the reason why I'm doing this now is because it makes the next part of the game just a little bit easier. All I've got to do is just place down the trees, hook up the logistics, and... Well, I mean, that's basically it. And the logistics are going to work pretty simple. So if we're going to have 15, 30, 45 gifts there, 45... That can then just come down... Actually, wait. No, because I've got all of this here. So the plan was to do something like this, which obviously now I can't do because I forgot about that. that. And then have all the gifts just connect with each other. But that can't go to the outside of the build. It can go around here, though. Can it go through there? That could be a shout. Yes. How far does this go? There we go. Then you connect to that one. Okay. I don't hate that. Oh, welcome, Johnny. Hope that you're doing good, man. Welcome. So we're going to have 45 gifts times by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Which is going to be roughly 360? Yes. 360 gifts. Which can definitely be handled on a 780 belt. Brilliant. And I suppose somewhere, most likely within one of these 2 concrete blueprints, you'll then meet, come straight down there to our logistics floor, then that's basically it. Okay. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. Oh, welcome, Adriel. Hope that you're doing good. The factory must grow. Yes. Day 4,000 of growing this factory until eventually I can stomach it. To be fair, this is only like day 3, and we've kind of done all the planning. All I've got to do now is just build stuff. Just found your channel yesterday. Oh, nice, man. Well, welcome to the channel. It's good to have you here. Yeah, we took quite a long break, but now I'll be back for at least a couple more weeks, which I'm looking forward to. Whenever I can upload, I try to upload. Regarding videos, though, I don't know if I'm going to be making many videos, since I now have to pay for a new editing software, which is annoying, but yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Great, so what I can try and do now is plop you down here. Yes, I quite like that. How many days until incident? Well, we haven't actually had a catastrophic incident in well over 300 seconds, so we're pretty much professionals at this game. When I say pretty much, I mean like not at all. I am the furthest thing from a professional you would ever see in any field. Right, so my idea for this is you lot. Let's see. I don't mind overdoing it with the details here, because it's little details like this, especially when you got a bit of greenery involved, which I just absolutely love. And that's definitely one thing that I do sometimes struggle with in this game. Look at the lighting detail. I've never seen that before. Why is it so pixelated? It's like when a video game contains like nudity, then you try and blur it out. Like, what is happening with the lighting? I've never seen that before. Yeah, like I was saying, I do love greenery, which is probably the reason why I love games like Planet Coaster, and why I never end up building any coasters in Planet Coaster. I just spend all my time doing trees and bushes and paths. Okay, so that's that one done. I'm gonna need you over here as well. Say here. That looks correct. I think. Oh, is that a little bit too close? I think that one there is a little bit too close. That's fine. So much detail, I'm trying. I love detail, I love it. All the detail. I don't think my PC loves it, but hey, it's okay. Okay, so this is going to end up being inside of a wall, so it doesn't really matter how it looks. Now let's go into our actual logistics. Let's get a... Wait, I've just remembered I might actually have something here. Either way, I do want a merger. Just here. Because I was about to place down a conveyor belt, but don't we have some sort of Ficsmas pattern for the conveyor belts now? Because I think it's either our smelters or our constructors that have one, isn't it? They go into production? No. Customizer skins. No? Reset? No. Yes! We do! Okay, that's beautiful. I do want to try and get a bunch of Mark 1 conveyor belts along here as well. I would be lying if I said that was extremely Christmassy, but you know what? It's not dreadful. Oh, right, so the skin is automatically orange and blue. Right, okay. That's not bad. I think you do definitely have a skin, but maybe I just haven't unlocked it right now. Do you have some factory over that way, maybe? Well, we've got a coal factory over here. It's not done. Like, this coal facility hasn't been done for how long? But yeah, it's a couple hundred generators. Quite a few of these water extractors as I go inside the fog. Nice. And a power storage tower, which, as you might just be able to see there, is filled with quite a lot. Are you empty? I think it's just the render distance. But yeah, so if we ever have essentially a meltdown, not like a personal physical meltdown, but like an actual power meltdown, a power problem, then this tower is going to save me a good couple hours. So yeah, that's what I've done there. Bunch of water extractors. This is not staying here, by the way. This is our very temporary Ficsmas facility. It's not good enough to call it a Christmas facility. Then just a random wall that I haven't finished. Yeah. And then this is what we've been building the last couple of days. There was originally going to be a tower in the middle. Hence why a couple of my live streams are called like Ficsmas Tower or trying to build a tower. But I cut it off in the end. I do think this should have been one blueprint taller. But I've done it now, so yep. I might add a design to it eventually in the future. We'll see how things go. But regardless, this is what we built so far, and it's kind of done. The other way. Oh yeah, I've got my starter factory over there. And I don't think we can even see from this angle, can we? You can just about see it. It's somewhere there. Oh well. It's a minor problem. How do I get out? Or in? There we go. I know for a fact I'm going to have like 12 different holes in my glass. I'm not going to realize it until it looks extremely obvious one day. Like right here. Knew it. There we go. So this blueprint's pretty much done. What I'm going to call you is Fix for interior 001. We then select this with our Ficsmas color. And there we go. Brilliant. In fact, wait. Yeah, no, you're done. I think you're done. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, at least, that I need to include with this. Because luckily you don't require any sort of power. You just work. Which is nice. Oh, I didn't paint this. Oh. Apply material to hotbar buildings. Wait. This is a hotbar building. It hasn't applied it. If I manually have to add that every single time, that could end up being kind of annoying, but we'll see how things go. Regarding the actual color of everything, I think it's fine. Let me just save that again. There we go. And now this can all go. Delete it and put it back. What? My starter factory? It took me hundreds of hours to make. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's see if this blueprint's actually going to work out now for us. It should do. Doesn't mean it will, but it should do. Bring you down here a little bit to that level. That is perfect. I think that's where we want it. You go too far back? I don't think you do. It looks good to me. Height-wise, it's fine. It should be there. The one angle that I can't see is around this side. Does it somehow appear through the wall? No. The one thing I am concerned about, though, is this turn. Won't be able to do it. Right, because the main problem with that is that if the conveyor belt doesn't turn, half of it's going to be hanging out the outside. The other thing that I can do is still connect the conveyor belt from there to there and have it being like visible from the outside. But then I'm going to have to detail that to make it look completely intentional, even though it's completely not intentional. Oh, the trees. Oh no, it does that for other items as well. It's just the lighting. It's literally just the lighting. It does it for quite a lot of the obstacles in my playthrough. Okay, so let's give this a try. I can't afford it. Wow, I am so good at this video game. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you guys are also interested in epic gameplay. Not sarcasm there at all, no. And luckily, we've got quite a lot of items stored. Speaking about items, how is our... Wow, what? I know why it's that high. Basically, I had a bunch of adaptive control units and I sunk them. And I was getting something like 16 million points per minute at one point. So I can understand why it's that high. But that's still pretty crazy to try and see. Now we need over 10 million points. In fact, here's a bit of interesting maths. In total, that's going to be like, what, 14 million points? And we're getting 130k. So 40, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, divided by 130, 1, 2, 3. So every 307 minutes, I get 1 coupon. Five hours. It takes me 5 hours to get 1 coupon now. Damn. And it's not like we haven't got a lot. We do? I don't need that. I don't need that. I do need this. Okay, we've actually got quite a lot of room, so that's pretty nice. In fact, when it comes to our gifts... Wait, if I just select this. Upload you lots. Get you out. Why do I always start the game with cooling systems? I haven't put this into my actual dimensional depot for ages. But whenever I load back into the game, I've got 65 of those cooling systems. Does it get removed from my inventory here? Oh, maybe it does. So it gets removed from my personal storage boxes and replaced into my dimensional depot? Then why would it do that? I don't know. Great, regardless though, we have got enough for what I need. For now, at least. And let's try and design something. I could make it into a blueprint, I could just build it by hand, but regardless, look at these trees. I think it looks really nice. Oh, you can turn off fog? Yeah, it's like r/fog.0. something like that, but I don't really want to though. I kind of like the way it looks. Okay. Welcome, James. You just started phase 3 and you're finding the need for expansion quite overwhelming. Yep, absolutely everybody goes through that exact same stage. Everyone. Yes. You upped iron production to 1,800 per minute. Did you just scrap your starter factory? I have played this game quite a lot, so I've done both. I have scrapped my starter factory multiple times, and I've upgraded it a few times. In fact, let me just show you. Ooh, wait. Yeah, I've got to keep inventory on, I think. So this is my starter factory now, and the way that I originally started it was by building over here with rather small items like Mark 1 conveyor belts. Not the best maths for the constructions or anything like that. But with some other items, I've actually upgraded the conveyor belts to Mark 3, then Mark 4, then Mark 5, just so I can cope with demands like this one here, for example. So for some things, yes, I have upgraded it. Then for other things, I've just scrapped it. And what I've done instead, and I do actually recommend you do this, is that when it comes right here to the actual miners themselves, let's say you've just unlocked a Mark II miner, and now you're producing 300 items per minute. Before you were producing 60 items per minute. What I've done is I've added a splitter. So my original production line is still handling this exact same 60 items per minute, but then everything else I'm now producing from this upgraded miner, which I recommend always having power shards in, I then built over here to then be used for something else. So you can still keep your original factory, but with the miners that you're using, upgrade them, and then upscale using that. So you don't necessarily have to get rid of everything. Just change the way that your miners work. Like even this one, for example. This is probably a slightly better example. Here I'm consuming 480 iron per minute. The exact same 120 is getting used over there, then everything else is being dragged in this direction. And that's why I've got what I've got. Most of this is getting sunk, by the way, but some of it is being used for my dimensional depot. You could try both and see what works out for you, though. Can I fly through this thing? You actually can? What? Oh. I had no idea. I actually thought you could never fly through that. The more you know. And as you can see, the starter factory has now grown. Before I was making iron plates, now I'm making adaptive control units. But it works. I definitely do need some sort of hypertube cannon out here, by the way, but my blueprint got deleted and I can't be asked to redo it. I could use a zipline here as well, but again, I never use ziplines in this game. Never. I've tried a couple times, but I just don't bother. The middle should have no collision, I wish, but yeah, there's definitely a collision there. You can fly through it, though. I'm just thinking, if I had a hypertube cannon, I could go through it, which is interesting. Holy jump. Lovely. I'm hoping one day as well, by the way, I can finally use my secret factory, which is not a secret. I've mentioned it in like 50 different live streams now. Oh well. If you've never seen this part of the factory, by the way, I might as well give you a very quick tour. I am going to end up doing some sort of coal district tour at one point. I don't know when. So what we have over here is essentially a bunch of pipes carrying water. You guys might have seen I've got a bunch of water extractors. I've got way more than what I need, and that was completely intentional. But now look at this wall. This is just a classic wall, right? It starts there, finishes there, but here's the catch. On this side, there is no water coming through. Instead, all of the water goes down underneath there, then around over here to my logistics floors directly underneath the coal power plant and right on top of the future factory. It's almost as if I want to use a lot of water for this next factory. But why have I done this? Well, that's because I've added a waterfall here, and I thought the idea of the pipes going straight down into like a never-ending void. It looks really cool, even though it does end eventually, but you're not supposed to look down there. So that's the reason why I've done this. So this is pretty much a visual-only pipe, but it still has a massive logistic value because of all the water coming through there. So it's a bit of a trick. And that is the reason why I've now got a little path coming across here, because originally there wasn't supposed to be a path there. But yeah, that's, yeah. All power plants. And then this is the actual main entrance itself to the, bloody hell, the secret factory, which is not a secret. And this is going to change massively. The funny thing is now, coming back to this build, after I've done a little bit of depth work, my other factories, I could massively change this. For example, this wouldn't be there. Instead, I'd probably drag this down by an extra foundation, just like so. Like that. The reason for this is because it just adds a little bit more texture. Like, look at this. This is just flat. It does nothing. Whereas this, it's slightly more indented, which I actually quite like. And then something else I could do is this. Come out by half a nudge, like so. And come down here. If I can. Please? No, that's fine. But yeah, then do something a little bit like this. And paint you a different color. And then just mess around a little bit there with the lighting. That could be decent. But again, not worrying too much about that. And of course, I didn't actually have carbon steel unlocked when I first built this. But now the contrast would be so much nicer. Anyway, you come through here. There's going to be a glass floor. I don't know what's going to be underneath here. What I was thinking of doing is some sort of, and I haven't actually experimented with this, and now I'm a little bit off topic, but I want to try and figure this out, is I want to have some sort of lava effect here. Because essentially, the main reason for this is when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of Minecraft. A lot. And one of my favorite things to do was have a floor of lava, glass on top of it, then being able to walk on top of the glass. That makes it look like you're walking over lava. And I essentially wanted to try and replicate that in this game. The only problem is I don't know how. I'll start off with this though. Then chuck that here. And then come back here a little bit. Same with you. So if I was to guess, obviously we have to go with this, the usual thing, right? Change that to our orange presets. Although you might have to be a little bit darker, I'd say. That's not bad. I still think a little bit more towards the red or like dark side. Yeah. So design 1, that's fine. I don't like the way these overlap, if I'm honest, so I'll actually get rid of that. I'm massively off topic right now, by the way, but this is, you know, if I think of something, I have to do it. That's just me as a person. But if I think of something and I don't do it, I'll forget. And it's really annoying, so. Maybe. No. Yes. So that's not too bad. But the main thing I want to try and add in now is a background. Like that. Then make this colour up here the original orange. Which didn't work because I used the wrong one. I'm so good at this game. Then the sides along here. I mean, do you guys see what I'm trying to do, basically? This is the plan. Have you come along there. You straight down. One thing that I might want to try and do, though, is just spin you guys around. Which I apparently can't do. Okay. Sure. Yeah. You understand it? Yeah. I appreciate you showing you the main. Oh, that's just okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. As you can probably tell, I do love a good sidetrack. What if I go with this? The dark orange is now towards the middle. I would appreciate if you moved a little bit more, though. That's option number 1. Even just having a couple of these different patterns and all just around here. I don't know, I think it looks interesting. I don't like these lines though. The lines completely get in the way of it. I'll think of something, but yeah, that's the whole plan. So you walk down here, we'll have some sort of design, some indent in the wall to make it look interesting. You then come down here, then this is where your main factory is going to be. The lights, I like the design, but I feel like they're too bright. So I might just replace them with signs rather than actual lights. And have a little path going around the outside or something around there as well. There you go. Wave patterns. I think that is the wave pattern, unfortunately. That's what the idea was to add a wave. I think that is literally it. I could try, I mean, no. No. I mean, maybe that works a little bit. I made you a similar color, maybe. Nope. Nope. This is the other one I was thinking of, but I think this would be a little bit too blocky. Yeah. I know I was talking about Minecraft earlier, but this is a little bit too blocky for my liking. What's this one? Oh, nothing. Okay. That looks alright. But the problem with this, though, is that now if I copy and paste this, the lines don't match, and it's very clearly copied and pasted. Unless I switch... Oh, okay, let me just try this. It's alright. It's for science, anyway. No. So the problem with this is that the lines were all weird, weren't they? And which direction are you facing in? You're facing there. If I do the exact same thing facing over here, though. Like that. Will the lines now match? No. So how do I get the lines to match? I don't think I can. Yeah. Because I was hoping somehow that this line down here and this line here are at similar ends of each side of the billboard, but they're not, so I can't actually get them to line up. Anyway, yeah, we'll come back to that another day. That's a different factory for a different day. I don't necessarily like this area. I don't know, like... Sometimes I'll build something and think, that looks great. But it's... rare. Very rare for me. I feel like this is fine. If I was to build this again, completely from scratch, with the idea in mind of what I was going to try and do, I'd have this exact same thing here. I like this. This is one of my favorite things that I've actually built here. It's this little, almost sewer network. I like that. And the way it's indented into the ground, it's fine. I would then replicate what I've done here with these stairs over on this side. Then what I would do is build two very similar looking factories all the way down to there, and then all the way from that rock to this rock, kind of, not all the way from that rock, but from roughly here to there, with bridges going from one side to the other, and roads and train networks, everything. Again, the reason why I'm now thinking of this is because of my experience playing Cyberpunk. I know it sounds weird, but that's where this inspiration's come with these lights, for example, just having a weird texture around it. The water pumped it up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's alright. Like it. There's definitely lots of changes I'd make. I suppose what the main thing that I would have done is make it into more of a city rather than a cluster of factories. When I very first started building this core power plant, A, I wasn't expecting it to be this big. B, there was never supposed to be anything underneath it. It was supposed to be indented out of the rock. But then I tried that and it looked horrible, so I got rid of it. C, there was never supposed to be a tower. D, none of this was ever supposed to exist. And then E, I was never supposed to build my Ficsmas factory right next to it. So that's all just sort of spiraled from that. Oh, okay, nice. So that's fine. Let's go back to this now, shall we? What I was going to try and do was this. No? Okay. Let's try and make sure that you're built on the same level, which you now are. Then build you over here. Perfect. You've actually started to produce presents. Nice. I mean, you should have, so that's good. The industrial side of the city. Yeah, I suppose it technically is, isn't it? Now, if I want to connect you to here, this is what we're going to be left with. That conveyor belt. Oh, the thing is, I've got so many ideas in my head now for what I could have done. For example, rather than having a light here for every single one of these, what I could have done was had a conveyor lift going from here down to there. But did I know I was going to be placing trees on this level? No. So I suppose I've got to start thinking further ahead. Like, it's well and good saying, oh, I didn't know I was going to do that. Why didn't I know? Why didn't I think of it? Regarding decoration, I suppose, let's just keep it simple. Which, for once, I actually mean that, by the way. There we go. Sure. I'm not a massive fan of it, but it works, at least. Because, again, I doubt I can actually drag this around here, can I? Yeah. Something else that I could do is combine you and you into one of these central mergers. Then from there, have a conveyor lift going up, then around. No. I think I'll just stick with this. Actually, I don't dislike the way it looks. So we'll do that. And which direction are you actually facing? You're going in that direction. Okay. That's fine. What it then means is... Oh yeah, I got rid of this, didn't I? That's fine. Is that we are going to need a couple of these. I'm actually going to ping to my hotbar because I'm going to need quite a lot of them. Could be here. There we go. Lovely. Wall, like what do you say? Yeah, I could try and do that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously, if I don't like it, then I will just get rid of it. Now what do I do? Because you're at the very end. Maybe for the very end one, what I have to do is actually get rid of this. Oh, I can't because now the tree's in the way. Oh. Okay. That's fine. That's actually not a disaster. It's not a disaster. What I want to... I mean, well... It's not great news. I would be lying if I said I'm over the moon with this. But something else I could try is this. There we go. But now you're going to block off half of that. I can no longer place this wall down here, apparently. We are being tested today. Whose fault is it? Mine, absolutely, but we are being tested. Yeah, the game no longer says I can place a wall here now. Because there's a wall here. Apparently these are identical buildings. An identical buildable was already built there. Okay. I mean, there really isn't, but... Oh. Are you the problem? Okay. How is that an identical building? What? How is this? Okay. We'll just accept it. We'll accept it. Then now using a conveyor lift, I can then bring you down here. Because in theory, at ground level, you're not actually going to see any of the logistic work up here. So this is still fine, I suppose. Okay. So what level do I want to try and bring you down to now is the next question. Well, let's try and figure it out. First of all, I'm going to remove this little patch right here. Is that correct? That's correct for this side. It's not correct for that side. There we go. Which is a 3x8. Lovely. That's not too bad. And I also said that I wanted to try and bring you down by, I think it was 4, wasn't it? Right about there. Beautiful. And this is going to be, I suppose, our main logistics floor for the project. Okay. I won't zone this all the way around there for now. In fact, do I actually want to do that? I suppose I do. Okay. And regarding all of our constructors, how many can I try and fit into here? I think what I can do is do this in little blueprints, little blueprint variants. So we can have 1, 2, 3. Rotate you around. Then place you down somewhere here. Okay. It's not too bad. Do I actually need smelters for this? I think I... Do I actually? Oh yeah, no I do. I need smelters, constructors, assemblers, foundries, and that is it. Okay, I don't mind the way this looks. I don't mind it. What I can do beforehand though, before I actually do any of the blueprints, is make sure this is fully built up. Nope. There we go. And to be fair, we can actually place down... Wait, is this too high? It actually might be. Just before I get too carried away. Yes. Yes, okay. So you're gonna come down by one more. It's lucky that I checked that now rather than later, because that would have been annoying. That's most certainly a good problem avoided. Brilliant. Okay. No, you stay there. And you can then get moved down to somewhere here. And this is how all of our resources are then going to come in and out of the project. Yeah, this is, yeah, simple stuff, really. Nothing that I'm going to be making over the course of the next couple of days is going to be too difficult to understand. Is that a dismantle crate? What? Oh, wow, okay, I've just got a bunch of rubbish in my inventory, apparently. Sure. Can we maybe not have that? Thank you all. Then take from inventory before depot, yes. I've already got enough rubbish in this area than what I need. Real, okay. Did I see how many of these stars I actually wanted? Well, I suppose it came down to how many buildings I've got to try and place. So let's try and figure that one out then, shall we? I haven't currently got everything unlocked, which is really annoying. It's not really my fault. That's more of just the event. It's the way it's organised. But I can place down that, and I don't think I've unlocked anything in the assembly yet for Ficsmas. No, not yet. I can actually double check if I go back to my hub what we can get. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, we are going to need... Let's see, 45 iron ingots per one, which is the equivalent of 1.5 smelters per star. 30 copper ingots, which is 1 smelter. So in total, that is only 3 smelters per star. So this could easily handle every smelter and more, because we've got 1, 2, 3 foundations there. I can do... maybe I can actually squeeze 4 smelters into here, potentially. Should we try, chat? Should we try? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow, we can... yeah, we can almost do 5. In fact, can I try and do 5? This might be overdoing it a tad, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? No, we'll go 4. But regardless of that's 8 smelters and 1 blueprint. And I only need 3, so that's 3, 6, 9, let's say. That's 3 stars right there. In theory, but we'll move on. Now, regarding the blue Ficsmas ornaments, we're going to need 45 of them. And you're made here. That's 5 constructors. We're then going to need 30 copper ornaments, which is 6. That's 11 constructors. I can fit 3, 6, 12 into here, plus our smelters. So I can fit all of that just into here. Next, we are then going to need 15 iron Ficsmas ornaments and 15 copper Ficsmas ornaments. 3 of you. 3 of you. That's 6 foundries in total. I can probably only squeeze in 2 in this area. Yep. That's a bit more of a problem, I would say. I need 6. Oh well. It is what it is. Let me actually try and make a note of all this stuff, by the way. I just realized my, wait. Oh no. I thought for a second only my right side of my headset was working, but it was just the song. It was only coming out of the right side of my headset. I was like, no, this is a brand new headset. I better bloody be working. Oh. So, constructors. The metal door. Assembler. And, in fact, you know, but before that, foundry. So we said that in total it was going to be 3 smelters, didn't we? Constructors. See, this is why it's important to make notes of everything, because I would have forgotten already in 2 minutes down the line. Haven't actually started to use that yet. Need more. Okay, it's actually more smelters. Well, yeah, whoops. I thought we were talking about constructors earlier, but it's actually smelters. So 5 for the red. We need 6. 11. 11 plus 13. Congratulations if you got 14 at home. That is correct. Let me just very quickly double check here. If I paint everything in green that I've already done, it just makes it a bit easier. Nice. Maybe I'll save this one for the end. Yeah. I think we've done all of this here as well. Anything else I've accidentally selected? There we go. All of that's done. Now for the 15 ornament bundles. Is that correct? I've got to count 11 of them, don't I, actually? Yep. So, iron, yep. Okay, yes. Ficsmas ornament bundles. Can I even make that yet? Because I'm pretty sure they're made in the assembler, and I haven't unlocked anything for the assembler yet. I might as well double check in our hub, but I don't think I've actually unlocked that ability yet. What day is it today? The 12th. We're trying to find number 12 now. 3, 2, 1. Didn't find it within 4 seconds. Oh dear. That makes a change. That's good. Number 13 is hidden really well. There's a couple that aren't hidden fantastically, which I can understand. Number 12. I feel like I've probably seen this before. That's number 14. I found 13, 14. Brilliant. $15, $16. Can I find 12? Oh, that's actually... that was good. Oh. It's nice, but it's not what we were looking for.
A reminder that human creativity does have its limits, considering their obsessive insistence on continuing to make slightly different versions of every Ficsmas song ever imagined.
Yeah. Is that not a physical item? Okay. If I had a boombox, I could play it, but I haven't got a boombox. I'll make our way back. Okay, so... I might actually have to hop into a creative world very quickly. Can I load... what even is this world? I don't know what I'm about to load in for you guys, by the way. I haven't got a clue at all. Welcome, Sinister Plank. It's been a minute, man. Welcome back. Oh. Oh, this is where I was planning the dam. Wait, has it been... wait. Yeah, this is a creative world. Okay. Oh, I remember this world. Yeah, this is the one with the pyramid. Yep. Yeah, it's difficult to forget it now. Okay. So, the reason why I was over there was because I had to get a thumbnail for that. Yeah, now I remember. What was I going to do? I know. There we go. Have I got any power shards on me? Why do I never bring power shards, like? That's fun. So, I'm going to need 3 assemblers. That's literally all I had to try and check there. But I might as well stay here since I've just got everything in front of me. Okay. Then now for the Ficsmas tree branches, which you're made here. I need 37.5. So I'm going to need an extra 4 constructors. That's our first constructor, isn't it? Yeah. First of a few. Yeah. Then the Wraith. Shadow Legends. Where I'm going to need 5, so that's going to require an additional 3 assemblers. Which brings our total up to 6. And lastly, the actual star itself, which is just 1. There is one more item, the candy cane. We need 20 of them per minute. Which is going to be 4. Okay. 4 constructors? Yep. So in total, we are going to need 8 constructors, 14 smelters, 11 foundries, and 7 assemblers. 7 assemblers per star. Now what I'm going to do is go back to my playthrough, place down all these machines, and see how much room I've got left. Done. Yes. Yes. Some ads make me mentally ill. Well, there shouldn't be any ads for today's stream. Have you guys gotten any ads from the start of today's stream, by the way, to now? Because I've completely disabled monetization for my channel on the recent streams for the past week. If you watch a stream from like a month ago, you'll still have it. Load game? Yes. Have I ever explained the reason why I've called this playthrough Ivar the Noseless, by the way? Oh, no. No ads? Good. I'll be back in just a sec. Let me turn on the lights because it's going to start to get quite dark outside.
Where are you gonna run to? I'm not done with you.
There we go. Because, like, literally, it's just going to be dark. What's that sound? Oh, it's an ad. Nice. About 5 Nights at Freddy's. I could not care less. And apparently I can't click on it. Nice. I noticed, like, whenever I have a bad internet connection, the ads load like that. The videos don't load. How weird. Oh, you got premium. Nice. Okay, good. Okay. Let's continue what we were doing. Which was yapping, wasn't it? Yeah, we're going to go back to our factory. Might build a hypertube cannon in the next couple of days. Yeah. Pitch black in Sweden? Oh dear. Oh, why did I call it Ivar the Noseless? So, when I first started this playthrough, I had a dog. He's recently passed on now. But his name was Tommy. And he had many nicknames. T-Dog, Tommy the Ruthless, Lil Shits. So he had a lot of nicknames, but one of my nicknames for him was Ivar the Noseless, named after Ivar the Boneless, who was a Viking. And the reason why he was called either the noseless rather than boneless was because pugs don't really have much of a nose. So that's why I called him noseless. Yeah. That's basically the story. Okay. Every time I walk down here, I don't know if I like what I've built or if I hate it. It's tolerable, it's fine. So let's try this then. I've already saved this blueprint. They're the best. Oh yeah, absolutely. I could not have wanted a better dog. It's impossible. Yeah. Okay, so how far down do I want to go with this? 8. Oh yeah, it's 8, isn't it? 8 by 3. I'll do the decoration in just a sec. I'm not really too focused on decoration. I'm more focused on actually making this, like, again, tolerable. Oh yeah, you're gonna go. You too low? How have I built you too low? All I had to do was just select the item and build from that. Sure. But yeah, now unintentionally my dog lives on through the naming of my playthrough. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Yeah, pets are nice. I mean, some people like cats as well. Yeah. Yeah. Cats are alright. It depends though. I've always found cats too inconsistent for me. Like 1 minute they're purring next to your foot, and the next minute they're trying to scratch you to death without doing anything. Okay, nice. Thanks for that. Right. Smelters, 14. 4, 8. If I then double paste you guys, you'll be somewhere back here. You'll be somewhere here. That will then be enough. 8 constructors. I can fit in 3, 6. If I just fit in 2 constructors here. 1, 2. 3. I knew that was going to happen. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Plenty. That's, I mean, if anything, there's actually too much room in there. That's fine. That's all of our smelters, all of our constructors. Now it's the part that I'm probably not going to enjoy. The 11 foundries. What's the best way to do this? I suppose like this, actually, isn't it? If I can fit 5 in here. 1, 2, 3. Literally not even 4. But it would be 4 if I squished them over there. So let me just give that a try. Because if I can, that would then be 8, which would then lower the amount of foundries that we need to about 3. So let's try and get that done, shall we? That should be fine. Then yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't fit 3 along there. I can overclock. I'm trying to avoid it. I am aware I can, but I think here I probably will. Just so I can fit all my assemblers into here. Because I'm going to need 7 assemblers in total. Which will be placed like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is pretty much half. No, way less. Oh, no, it is pretty much half. I've got 1, 2, 3 more little sectors that I could use, and I've used 3.5. Okay, yes, I've literally used half. So in this entire space, with only overclocking one thing, I can do 2 stars per minute. I could build this to be multi-leveled. I could add stuff around, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay. You grew up around cats, and believe it or not, you raised and tamed 31 cats at one time. They all had leukemia. Ah, bless them. And the reason they go from loving to glory is because they either get too warm or they get overstimulated. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never understood cats. I think that's why I don't... I wouldn't say I dislike them. I don't hate cats or anything. Hate's a strong word. Like, we've helped cats before, but dogs have a special place in my heart. Especially having owned a dog as well, so I'm slightly biased towards dogs. In case I haven't made that obvious. Okay, right, so you are just going to go straight down to there. All of this has to go because you're slightly wrong. And the next thing that I want to try and do now is place in this entire row of... Actually, no. I can't do that first. I'm going to try and do the exterior for this first. And then get rid of the foundation on top of it. So I believe that's this, isn't it? Yes. I should have enough resources here. This is a very cheap blueprint for my standards. I mean, for my standards, this is pretty much free. I've never built a cheaper blueprint in all my life. For my standards. Yeah, cats need a reason to like you. Whereas dogs will like you just for bringing them food. There. That is what we want. I like it. Should I place it down? I don't see why not. Your lines are... Let's just do it. If it's wrong, I just have to redo it. But this shouldn't be wrong. I'm not that bad at building in this game. Well, no, I am, but... we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. As it takes me about 9 hours to build the most basic looking factory. I think what I want to try and do one day, either on stream or off camera, is try and actually build a cyberpunk inspired building. I know I keep talking about cyberpunk. I know. I will eventually shut up. I'm going through a phase, chat. I'm going through a phase. The same phase that everyone went through about 4.5 years ago. I'm currently experiencing that now. Eventually I will stop, don't worry. Yeah, I do want to try and just build like a cyberpunk inspired thing. I mean, this, you could say with all the lights, is kind of inspired by it, and yeah, but this would never happen in cyberpunk. It's too flat, it's... Colors are too... Same. It's not vibrant enough. I wanted to try and build, and like, an advertisement inside of a tower. So by that I mean, I'm not getting sidetracked, I'm explaining a point. So this is not counting as me getting sidetracked. For example, have like a massive billboard here. With a smaller billboard there. A couple of smaller ones around here. Like a really cool dark black background, which will most likely end up being, again, not getting sidetracked, just showing, will most likely end up being something like this. Because that is just a beautiful dark colour right there. Having some neon lights around that will just look superb. I think that would be a massive change as well, because as you can probably tell, I use a lot of concrete. I know, I'm kind of spoiling one of my tricks here, but I use a lot of concrete for everything. Absolutely everything. But I feel like this shiny sort of texture would look a lot nicer. So what I'm going to have to do is just... I mean, this is a long day for me, but I have to play a bit of Cyberpunk, go around, take some screenshots, Then from the screenshots that I take, I want to try and combine a few of them into like a Franken project where I just get like little bits from there, little bits from there, little bits from there, combine it into one thing, then ta-da, tower. Like I know there's Japantown, Chinatown, like in every video game ever. In fact, there was literally a GTA game called Grand Theft Auto Chinatown, which is my favorite GTA game. It's also the only GTA game I've ever properly played, so... What about GTA 5? Crap. Oh, and I've just lost every single subscriber. No, I don't mind GTA 5. It's just not my kind of game. Coated concrete with grip metal. Yeah. Like little things like that I think would look quite nice. To try and show you guys my inspiration, I was driving down a road today, and it looked really good. Not real life in Cyberpunk, but I would never touch grass. Ew. And I saw this one really cool alleyway. Oh, there we go. It came up instantly. Okay. That's okay. The image is like extremely small. I don't normally judge size here on this channel, but I'm gonna judge size now. Let me try and make it a bit bigger for you guys. There we go. Excuse the quality. But do you see what I mean? Look at the life in this one image. That's a strip club. Okay, let's ignore... I'm not going to be building a strip club in Satisfactory. I could. No, I would no. But I just think little things like this. Look at all the detail. Look at this, like the little walkway across there with all the advertisements. Am I going to go about overboard? No. But I could. That's what I'm saying. That is just one big pixel. Like that. The angle, the way this is angled, for example, the little tree right there. The little thing, I could try and make, wait, should I try and make a vending machine? Oh, I'm so off task right now. I forgot what I was doing 5 minutes ago. Let me try and make a vending machine. I think I know how I'm going to do it, like a little ATM kind of thing, or a vending machine. So I'm going to start off with a small concrete pillar. Indenting the wall there a little bit. What I then want to try and do... This is way too big. That's better. But that's about 2 meters, isn't it? Because if I'm... 6 foot? Is that how tall I am? In real life, obviously, I'm 7'3". That was just a straight up lie. Am I closer to 3'7" than 7'3"? No. No, okay, that would have been bad. I don't think I am. An S tier game? It was, yeah. Apocalyptic, yeah. So if I was to do that, I would have to add transportation. I'd have to have trains. Which I'm okay with, like trucks. Even like the Ficsmas carts. Little things like that. Okay, so I'm making this up, by the way. I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing. As always. I'm gonna half nudge you into there. Half nudge you. Then paint you black. That looks fine. Then for the top, what I want to try and do... I know exactly what I want to try and do. In fact, no I don't. Yes, no I don't. Let's see. Organization. What I'm going to try and do here. That's very close to what I'm looking for. So it would be something... Well, that's a bit too big though, isn't it? I don't want it to be that big. What am I trying to go off here? I know I just said the last one was too big and this one's like double the size. But the plan is if I was to go with this, then somehow try and have a sign popping out of it. But you can very clearly see that's not attached, can't you? One more, there we go. I think what we might have to try and do is Google search some cyberpunk vending machines. There we go. Because I think they look really cool. I love the look of this. Again, it's quite small. Look at all the detail. I mean, I'm a massive fan of games that have detail, so as you can imagine, things like this just really interest me. How can I replicate that? All the colors, everything. I might be able to do something similar to this. That's just one big pixel. There we go. That is doable. I believe you find this in Chinatown? I think the vending machines change depending on districts, doesn't it? They're nice and simple to do. Even I could do that, so... Okay, let's try a couple of these. Again, I'm not... This is not me getting distracted. This is... No. So, my design here is going to be relatively simple. There we go. What we're then going to try and do is get rid of that. 3... No, let's go matte 3. Have you being a light blue. Have you being a light pink. Layouts. Perfect. And background. Where's background? Can I not change the background? Oh, well, that's kind of the whole point of me doing this. Right. That's fine. I wanted to have that blue and pink sort of clash with each other a little bit. That's fine. No. That's okay, that's fine. Then I think what we have to try and do is grab something like this. As a... In fact, that actually doesn't look too bad as a roof. I'll try and grab this again. Where's the rough middle point? I suppose it's here, isn't it? You can replicate any vending machine if you super... Yeah! I said... Well, I could, yeah, but... It's whether or not I want to do that. That's the question. And bring you forward by 1. Maybe even one more here as well. Okay. Then what am I going to have on the top? How about just black? No. Oh, apparently that... Oh, yeah, that is actually fine. Okay. Because that looks a little bit like a solar panel. Ooh. Oh, that's an idea. A solar panel. Okay, I can't add things to it. I forgot, yeah. Can't add backgrounds. You're fine. If I was just to change this to white... At least just temporarily. Is that white? Apparently it is. Okay. Then are you chrome? Yes, you are. Then nudge you down here a little bit. You're now fine. Lovely. Solar panels are really nice and not too hard to make. Yeah, they shouldn't be too hard to make in theory. So you're 3 meters long. If I was to add... No, if I was to add this, you're about 3 meters. Right? Maybe 4. Yeah, I mean, you definitely are a little bit bigger. But the reason why I'm interested in this is because I might actually be able to add a background. There we go. Then change this to that. Rid of this. We'll go with a matte finish. And I was thinking... What you were thinking about? No, I was thinking with the... Wait, did I not change this? There we go. To have the background just be black, but then you be a little hint of blue. Somehow. So how am I going to do that? It has to be dark blue like that. Okay, maybe not that dark. I like that. It doesn't necessarily look like a solar panel, but it kind of does what I wanted it to do. The next thing that I've got to try and figure out, as I most likely increase this... I thought you might be a bit too tall. There we go. Also, off topic, but as a door, this actually looks quite nice as well. Anyway, I've accidentally built a door. The best door. That background works, but you feel like solar panels tend to be more uniform. Yeah. If I can somehow find a way to do that, I will. Oh, now you're too... Hell. There we go. Okay. The next thing to then do is basically just add stuff. Wow, really? I know. Thank you. A lot of this. If I can somehow half nudge you to being there, yeah. Yeah, you don't really take up much room at all, do you? I wish there was a way I could half nudge you into there, but I think I've half nudged you enough, to be honest. So it'll look a little bit like that. And this will be at the very bottom of the vending machine. In case you guys have just tuned in, yes, you've heard me correctly. I'm making a vending machine. Why am I making a vending machine? We don't ask questions around this channel. I'll just leave that there as blank. I'd then like you to be right there. In fact, I don't want that to be blank. I want you to be this. No, I don't. That's disgusting. Never do that ever again. You're going to be white. Glossy, no. Anything but, in fact. I've done the wrong color, haven't I? I'm so good at this game. Wow. Kind of. But this is where the items are going to be visible from. There we go. Then you're going to be sort of the same color, in a way. Accidentally building doors is not as bad as accidentally building walls. Yeah. Yeah, because when I build a wall, I can spend an hour doing that. Maybe I don't want to do that type of strength. Like this. There we go. Are you the same? Now you are. And I want you to be some sort of greyish sort of colour. Yep. Do I? I do, yes. So this is where the item's going to come out. Whereas you, what I was thinking was that this is where you can select your item. But I feel like that's... doesn't need to be that big. I don't know. I feel like, you know what we're actually going to do? Yeah, I want it to be... Yeah, okay. I have an idea. The scariest sentence I could ever say on this channel is I have an idea, by the way. Because it often means that you are about to watch the most time-consuming mid-project you are about to witness in your entire lives. As you can tell, I'm filled with so much self-confidence, by the way. Huge. Right. Okay, so I've sucked out all the colour, basically. Well done, me. The one thing that I wanted to try and add was all the colour, and now... well, to be fair, no, this actually looks fine. I want to try and... over the background, at least, keep you the same sort of colour, which is fine. Yep. Item-wise, can I try and find which items are closest to food? Because when you go to a vending machine, you try and look for food. Like, if I was at a vending machine and suddenly I see a window for sale, I think, what? Excuse me? This is what we're here for? Good. Oh, that looks quite nice. What's that? Oh, it's a grip floor. Okay. I might have to buy that. Oh, hypertube. Oh, my, we're going to overdo hypertube so much if I ever do a cyberpunk world. Nothing looks like food. That looks interesting. Not as a food, obviously. Hearts, maybe? Oh, we can make a weed dispenser. Oh, oh, actually, wait. I feel like, no, that... water. Okay, we found one, everybody. Uranium waste. When I go to a vending machine, I look for my uranium waste. I'm not sure about you guys. That's a go-to for me. Cigars? Okay, we can do cigars here. So we've got water, cigars, uranium waste. Okay, we can do a little bit of lore. The world has come to an end and food is highly rationed, only to be traded by the elites. So anyone who can't afford it has to have remains of alien DNA. There we go. I have thought of lore, everybody. The background of this will then be a yellowish sort of colour. No, because then you contrast with that, you have to be a bit darker. Saying that as I go with another light colour, that does the exact same problem as I knew it would, and I still chose it. And in fact, you know what? No. I want you to be green. There we go. Because green means that you're in stock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. You're going to be in stock as well. Congratulations. You're going to be in stock. Congratulations. What's the last one? Is it hog? You're going to be out of stock. Boo. There we go. Then I suppose here we could have a couple waters. Like so. What a lovely world. Although, to be fair, you don't actually want to live in Night City, so you wouldn't want to live here either. Good spelling. There we go. I might want to change the color for that. Collect item above. Then here I can have a name for it. We can call it Vendors with an E, isn't it? Yes. In fact, it's half blocked out though, which is annoying. Then that will just be left blank. Have I done it? Have I made a vending machine? Are there icons for candy canes? That's actually a good idea. Is that too... Oh, I feel like that's too normal now. I could sell 4 different types of candy cane. Like, yeah, so you come up to the machine. Beep, beep, boop, boop. You try and find what you want. You then select it there. I suppose we need somewhere to pay, don't we? Yeah. Normally you pay on this side of the vending machine, don't you? That's what these two can be used for, maybe? I don't know why I'm putting so much thought into this. I like the way that looks. Don't know why. Collect item Z above. Hey, where's the pound? What? Ah. Thank you. That looks fine. I think. Again, why have I just built that? I don't know. I feel like the roof needs something, but I can't really add too much, though. The neon lights there look decent. What would you guys add? Welcome, Rebel Duster. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. What was that to the right of the fireworks? Looked like processed meats. I could double check. It's probably in parts, isn't it? Oh, this. Yeah, the alien protein. Okay, so if I was to actually do food, like proper food, we've got alien protein, we've got candy canes, we've got water, we then had cigars, uranium waste, which is still... I mean, you can eat uranium waste. Doesn't mean you'll survive it. Oberon. You know what? Let's do it. There we go. Candy canes are sold out. In fact, you know what? There's going to be 2 different kinds of candy cane. Because it's the festive season. There we go. Water, that's actually fine, isn't it? No. Beautiful. Meats. Oh, what a fantastic vending machine. You can get chocolate, water, cigars, probably horse meats, if it's in Tesco's, and some candy canes. Honestly, I would stop there. I would stop there. Absolutely. Yes. Is there then anything I would change about this? No, not really. The roof. I suppose, yeah. I don't want to add this because the problem is I've made this vending machine an actual size vending machine, but this would look kind of weird, wouldn't it? Because I suppose the struggle with trying to do a cyberpunk-inspired world is that Satisfactory is more of a brutalist sort of game. Hence why you got like large concrete structures that just work. That just takes away from it. There's a coffee cup. Is there cheese? What item looks like cheese? Oh, I could have done like a presents one where you can get like a mystery vending machine. That's quite Japanese, isn't it? I've seen that a couple times in some videos. Oh, it's a rifle card. I was gonna say, what? I've never seen that before in my life, but no, it is just a rifle cartridge. Yeah. You could buy a car. I'm gonna have so many of these cyberbankers just driving around. I'm talking about this like it's some sort of creative world. I've got to grind for all these materials. But luckily, it's not like Minecraft where you actually have to place the item physically here to see it. All I've got to do is just type it, then it comes up, luckily, so that's quite nice. Oh, that looks like cheese. Yeah, I suppose so. I wouldn't eat it, but in this world, they probably would. I don't know, I think it's quite cute. The other thing I'm going to try and work on is roads. I'm not doing that today, though. There's another style of vending machine I could try and do, but it seems quite difficult to try and replicate. It's like a weapons vending machine. I could do one for rifle and rifle ammunition. I could do one for the rebar as well. Anyway, I'm going to keep that there now until I decide to get rid of it. If I was to add one more. Here. Would that be too much? I guess so, because you don't normally have to... No, I think that's a little bit too much. 2 looks fine. Okay. I actually forgot what I was doing before I started doing that. Fancy as a logo. I could have done that, yeah. Yeah, there's tons we could do. Tons. There you go, get rid of that. So now that I know I can fit the amount of machines in here that I wanted to, what I want to try and do is actually place down all these trees. And get rid of that. That was the main reason why I did that, so I can actually get rid of these trees. Now I remember what I was doing. Okay, good. We're back on track. Only took us a good 20 minutes there to get detoured, but oh well. Lovely. So plop down these trees. I don't know if I can get it all done today, because in theory I'm actually leaving my house in like half an hour, but let's see if I can do this. My actual house, not my cyberpunk house. Oh dear. It's just a phase. It's literally just a phase. Honestly, give it 2 weeks and I won't even be talking about cyberpunk ever again. You've just got to put up with me for 2 weeks talking about this blinking game. And then I'll be talking about another game, so it's... Yeah. It's one or the other. Is that the right level? I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's do it. Okay, you're being annoying, so congratulations for pissing me off. Can I try and lower you down now to the right level? Yes, that's good. Brilliant. Oh, in fact, I can't do that one there because of the... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm touching grass. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. I've been touching too much grass recently. I think I told you guys I went to London, yes. I think I didn't stop shouting up about it, if I'm honest. But yes, I went to a place called London. Or some people call it Londonstone. I have no comments to that. It was... Yeah. Yeah. The heart of the biggest empire in history, at the same time as being... Fine. To be fair, if you like architecture, it's a beautiful place. I do like London. I won't admit it a lot, but I do like London, right? It looks quite nice. Well, I walked from Nine Elms, which apparently about 50 years ago was dreadful, but now it looks really good. They've done a lot of work around there. And then I walked past Westminster to Trafalgar Square. Then just got a tube. Then a train and came home. I wasn't there for long. I was only there for the morning. But I could have actually streamed again. Oh yeah, I was going to explain this, wasn't I? In fact, no, I've already explained it at the very start of the stream. I'll explain it again though. I was going to stream the Game Awards yesterday. I made a thumbnail. I was going to go live. I mean, it started at like 1 AM my time, which wasn't ideal, or like midnight my time, so I wasn't buzzing for that. But I still said, you know what, I'm going to stream it. If it goes well, great. If no one watches it, it's fine. But then as roughly 8 o'clock approached, I was thinking to myself, do I actually care about the Game Awards? Where I then came to the obvious conclusion of, no. Actually, I don't care for it at all. So there's no point me streaming it. I was like, screw it. It's too late to do a Satisfactory stream. I'm tired enough as it is already. I'm just going to go to bed, and I went to bed. At like 8:30. Because I'm a grandpa, so I have to sleep at like an extremely early time, otherwise I can't function. Which is clearly a very rare skill that university students seem to have. Like, you know on WhatsApp you have that feature where you can see when someone was last on WhatsApp? With the people I attempt to talk to, it's this person was last online at 4 AM. This person was last online at 5 in the morning. I thought, okay, 5 AM, that's a pretty nice time to wake up. They weren't waking up. And then sometimes, okay, the amount of times I have come back from a lecture in the morning, or I've come back from tennis, or I've come back from going into town, and I've seen people walking into my house that have just come back from the night before, and then they will sleep until night. Human beings are fascinating creatures. Fascinating. But again, I am a lot older than the majority of people in that uni. I'm 23. And it's my first year. The reason why I started late is because I had employment before I joined uni. And it wasn't amazing. Well, no, I liked it. But I couldn't see myself staying there for long. So I left that employment and realized, okay, I have to get a piece of paper to tell me that I'm not... well... tell me that I have an education in order for me to get any job, apparently. So, yeah. Here we are. Okay, I do quite like these little... I've called them sections, haven't I? I like this little section. We could fit a ton of machines into here. So I think we'll keep it the way it currently is. Yep. Rain and fog. Oh, the weather's been dreadful. I don't know if you're based in the UK, but yeah, the weather is absolutely dreadful recently. Well, it's British weather, but it's still bad. It is no fun. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, knowledge is good. I mean, I've learned a lot in the last 2 and a bit months about the subject and about human beings, but it's nice. There we go. Wow, at this rate, we're going to be done before New Year's. This project was only supposed to take 2 days. Yet today, I haven't really done much, I don't think. I've been live for a couple of hours. I suppose I've made this blueprint. I've got to try and think of a way to connect everything, but... yeah. We've done this now, which is looking nice. I mean, this is looking nice. Let's try and do this side, just so I can finish that off and say... but it looks decent. I think it will do, but I'd rather just confirm it. Oh yeah, this all has to go now as well, right, yeah. You can actually stay. You can, in theory, stay. Oh no, it's actually easier if I get rid of you. Grand, okay. Oh. Is it going to be easier to have blueprint mode enabled for this? That's a very clear no. That's the clearest no that's ever been known. Enough money to travel? Yeah, traveling's nice. I don't really do it as much now as when I was younger, but it's interesting getting an understanding of different cultures and ways of life. And I found that the most during my visit to China. There's some things that they do in China that, like, I don't necessarily understand, but at the same time, I've voluntarily chosen to go to China. So even if I don't agree with their traditions or all of their laws, you know what I do? Still respect it, because I've chosen to go to that country. Same with when I go anywhere. Even to the local town. Like, I still respect whatever traditions they might have in that town, because that's just the right thing to do, but some of them I'm like, ooh. The food was 50-50. It was alright. I mean, everyone knows, this is quite an obvious fact, that British food is the best in the world. This is, you know, it's the best cuisine. Obviously, right? That's not even debatable. However, the food in China was alright. Some of it was, how do I say this nicely? Different from my palates. As a Western noob, I was struggling sometimes with some of the food. Not necessarily with the spice levels. I do love spicy food, but just with some of the things. I told you guys a story that I ate a goldfish. It wasn't intentional, by the way. Because the waitress said it was fish. So I said, okay, well, if it's fish, I'm going to eat it, because I've barely eaten anything that day. So I thought, let me eat the fish. And I did eat the fish, but it turned out it was a goldfish, which has scarred me a little bit. Did it taste nice? Yeah, but I mean, no. It did, and yeah, there you go. Did the fish deserve to die? Kind of. I mean, no. But it was delicious. So, where do I actually plop you down? I don't actually know, if I'm honest. I don't know a lot. So you're currently aligned with that little black thing there. You're currently aligned with that orange thing. So if I yeet you down like so, this should now look fine. It's not a cap. I ate a goldfish. Do you think I would say I ate a goldfish if I didn't eat a goldfish? That's not really something one can put on their Tinder profile. I'm not on Tinder, so don't even bother looking. Yeah. The Great Wall of China, that was interesting. If you've ever seen a movie where they feature the Great Wall of China and there's like 0 people on it, it's not quite like that in real life. I know, shocker. Unless you maybe go... It depends, because there are some parts of the Great Wall of China that haven't got very many people on it. And there's also some parts of the wall that is literally just a bit of stone, a few meters high, because, well, it's very expensive to maintain it. If I was to ever go back, there's a few things I would do differently. For example, I wouldn't just go to the really touristic places, because one of my favourite things to do is actually get away from the tourist areas whenever I travel. I can experience the real culture, which is always interesting. Okay. I'll take it. How goes the studying? Yeah, the studying is fine. It's a subject I like, so it's enjoyable. Ooh. It's quite nice. Yeah, I think those trees have definitely added a Christmas sort of ambiance to the factory. I don't hate it. I've made worse. I've made vending machines. So it's not the least productive thing I've done today, so that's always nice. I can add some of these candy canes. I could have probably I could not have added it to there, that's fine. Okay, here's the part I'm not really looking forward to, though. Wait, how am I going to connect that to there? Surely I cannot. Yeah, because you're all coming in this direction. Then you're all going in that direction? Roger, okay. Okay. Just trying to think, how many of these presents do I actually need? Because I'm making 2 of these stars. So I'm going to need 300 gifts. So in theory, I could still have all of these trees here, but I don't actually need any of them. So you can just stay like that and not even bother connecting to anything. But then you have to connect to something though, because then you have to connect to that. It looks quite grand. Yeah, well, I suppose it is. It's a grand build. But as usual, it's the logistics that are now tripping me up. And it's not the fact I can't do it, it's the fact that I can very easily do it, but it just doesn't look nice. I suppose I want to see what that looks like. Let me just try and plop down a couple of these trees on this side, which, again, I like the way the trees go all the way up there as well. That's going to look quite nice. Let me just try and plop down one of these here. There we go. And I grab this. First question, can it reach? Second question, does it look tolerable? Well, it reaches. Tolerability is... You know what? Not bad. What I can do here, in fact what I am going to do here, is this. Where is it? This. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Yes, it does come out of the wall. Does it look great? But you can see the actual productivity of the gifts. And that's definitely one thing I do want to try and do in my cyberpunk guys. I'm doing a cyberpunk inspired build in the future. Did I tell you that, guys? I don't know. Yeah, one thing I do want to try and do in the future is having little segments of where you can actually see the items. Let me try and demonstrate that. I don't know if that's even going to work yet. I don't see why it wouldn't, but it's always nice to try. Let's come to this one. Small concrete pillar. You're going to come up like that. You're going to do the same. Like that. Then what I'm going to do is remove this. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I don't know. That's somewhat what I want, but actually a little bit shorter though. So it would be somewhere here. Then how exactly are you actually going to stick out? It would have made more sense if I didn't do it directly on top of there, but oh well. So it would be like this. Okay. Then what I could do is... And I'm wondering, will this even work? Logistics floor hole. You actually... Okay, you do work. Even that by itself looks really cool. What the heck? Okay. That's inspirational. I'm inspired. I am awestruck. My struck has been awed. This is too small, isn't it? No? Yeah. No. There we go. I mean, I was supposed to make it visible for the items, but this actually just looks nice as architecture. Why does that work? Would this be better at the very bottom of the tower? Somewhere down there. I'm not getting distracted. This is part of my life now. Yes. There we go. Oh, okay, that doesn't matter. It's fine. You'll then be somewhere here, except this time, like I said, I'm not going to try and use as much concrete. So change you to this. Then what I'll do is zoop you out like this. Like that. This isn't staying, by the way. It's just me trying to get some ideas with my next project. Which will still be in this playthrough, by the way, just not here. Sloped walls. Yeah, that could work. You'll then have to be here. And you have to then be there. Just like that. This should then all be black. All of it. Every last one. There we go. Lights. Can I try and get you in the middle? No. So you would have been somewhere there. Wait, why didn't you copy over? But that would then be there. Anyway. Now, how would you look if I just did this? No. Okay, that's apparently lined up, sure. I didn't get rid of this. Now I have. Okay, maybe if you won. Okay, right. Well, the thing is, that would look nice if there was items coming down it, but it looks nice just being there. As an architectural kind of thing. Blue for the other lights. Oh no, I'm just doing this as a test. This is all gonna go. I'm just messing around with this. I'll probably screenshot it first though in case I want to try and... Whoa! Why are you at different heights? Just in case I want to try and replicate it. Why are you at different heights? It doesn't really matter, but it shouldn't be different heights. And what I can try and do here is an inverted ramp. There we go. Yeah. Like so. You touching? Yeah, you are touching. That's good. I think it looks interesting. Again, I don't actually know how I feel about it. There we go. And the last thing that I want to try and do here is actually add in a door. Which would be this one. Like that. And paint it all a darkish sort of colour. I feel like this has potential. If I was to get rid of this though, and somehow build this up. So you go there, then you go into the exact same place, but over on the other side. So here. Up to there. There we go. You would then be the exact same. Sides of the floor. Which one? I want to try and paint this in a pinkish sort of colour now. Like this. I suppose you could stay there. But let's see. Because yeah, you're then in... I don't know. No, I will do this. It's also be a little bit easier to demolish in a second anyway. So what I could do is this. You can't really go... Actually, no, I think you can. That's better. No. I could then have this here. With a lot of colours again. Well, I like how it's blocked off from this side, I'm not quite sure. We could have some items going from here to there. That's not impossible. Let's see. Logistics. There? No. There would then have to be something on that side, but that's fine. Where is it? Organization. Granted, this is a massive sign, but how would it look? Has to go a little bit further down though. So start here. Layouts. Get rid of that. Like this. I don't like how it appears through here. Is there a way I can maybe avoid that by using a smaller one? Yeah, but then you're gonna have some space there, which I'm not a massive fan of. In the wall out by 0.5 meters, I could have. Wait, which one though? Because this one already is, that one already is. I wouldn't mind if these signs lined up. I feel like that would actually look quite nice. In fact, that's actually an idea. What if I was to try that? Well, of course you're not going to like work, but if you did, how would that look? Okay. Like that. Get rid of this. Make it purple. 3 glossy. The one by the window to hide the conveyor pole. Oh, this. Oh no, that's just, yeah. I would most likely end up continuing this out eventually anyway. But now that can just go up there. You'll then do the same. Not sure how I feel about that. At all. This is the reason why I experiment with things first. Double up the smaller signs and the pattern isn't interrupted. Yeah, I could do. Okay, I can't then apparently. Because yeah, that little overlap there is kind of annoying. Is there a counter? No, I don't think there is. I mean, that's fine. Kind of. Just double check. If I was to place that down there, you still can't see it? Good. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do some of this off camera, I think. Just mess around a little bit. I don't mind this. Again, I don't mind it. I feel like if I was to really go over the top here, though, I would probably change the floor. Just that one and most of this one. And keep the rest of this the same. Like that. With this, I'm not entirely sure though. Like, what bit sticks out in front of the other? Because as of right now, this is the exact same, sort of, the exact same area as this. There's not enough depth. Whereas there could be. Now let's see. Instantly better. Instantly. Not perfect, no, but better. Then what we could do is go into backgrounds and select, where is it? This one. Yeah. Change it to a blue, maybe. That looks fine. How about a yellow? Don't know how visible that would be. Don't have like another little, I mean, I'm not doing this now, but another foundation that would then stick out from here. Yeah. I don't think I have lumen turned on. Oh, I definitely don't have lumen turned on. But if I did, that could be quite a big game changer. But imagine, right, you're walking down the path here, and then you just have buildings like this next to you. You've got a train going over you, you've got a road somewhere down there as well. Exposed pipes. Because again, like, Night City does look a bit filthy. In fact, it depends where you are, but some parts of it do look just dreadful. Very industrial, I would say, sorry. Rather than the word dreadful. So what I'd probably end up doing is something like this. Where is it? I'm looking in the wrong tab completely. Pipes like this, just running across the top of here. Because at the same time, it makes it look crap, but it kind of needs to be crap. Or chrome. Yeah, chrome looks much better there. Yeah. It needs more lights. But the concept, I would say the concept's definitely possible. I was just trying to make sure, because like in my mind, I've got ideas, but I don't know if the concept's necessarily going to actually work. So that's one of the main reasons why I've done this, is to see if it's actually going to be okay. And I would say yes, from what I've done so far, it looks like it can be possible. Yep. But the only problem that I'm going to have, well, one of the problems, is how am I going to make things look bad? Because the thing is about, again, Night City, is that some things do look very run down. How can I do that in this game? How about if I add certain architecture? Take a picture of that for inspiration? Yeah. What's the best way to do this? There you go. I'm going to take one myself as well, I think, after the stream. There you go. Ah! I will admit, we were slightly distracted. But I love this. Kind of. As of right now, what I've done is what I normally do. I've made things look a bit too, dull. Like, it's black and pink. That's basically what I've done. Black and pink. It needs more light. It needs more pizzazz. It needs more action, more energy, more footwork. So sticking with the... Wait, did I actually... Oh, no, wait. Oh, didn't realize I didn't get rid of it. Oh, doesn't matter. of light around here as well. Like that, there we go. Adds a little bit of something. Maybe the back wall here as well needs some sort of sign. I'm not going to add one because, again, this is all going to get deleted after I end today's stream pretty much. Maybe not. Maybe I'll take a picture and see what I can do regarding it, but it's not going to stick around for long is what I'm trying to say. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how it goes. Regardless, stream, that... In fact, you know what? We're about to reach 3 hours. I might as well just keep yapping until we reach the 3-hour mark. What should I try and do? If I was to add something above this, what would it be? House? But how do I build homes in this game? You can't really make a home. I'm sure there's a way. Well, there must be a way. I'm back here by a little bit. And what can I use as a window? Maybe those logistic holes? These ones? That's possible. So we can go like one here, one there. One here, one there. Make you a little bit higher. No, 9! Like this. In fact, it almost does need to hang over a little bit. We'll come out there by a decent amount. Is that too far? Maybe. No idea how this is going to end up looking. Suppose we're about to find out. It's fine. It doesn't look like a house, though. That's the problem. If I didn't tell you this was a home, you would not have guessed that this is a home. Need some lights in here now as well, to be honest. That's the problem. Everything's going to have so many lights. What light colour should you be, though? I don't know. They blacked out their blinds. Yeah, exactly. It could work for a Militech. You never know. Dark blue. It really makes the FFS pop out. Unintentionally. I don't know. Even that little bit of glass there actually looks quite nice. We'll see. How big is this? 1, 2 foundation, 2.5 if I include that. How tall is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-ish. That's basically a blueprint. If I was to somehow make something like maybe 5 or 6 of these, then just place them next to each other, change a few of the lights, you've got a main road easily. This isn't done, by the way, obviously, but yeah. Nope. How far? Okay, I can probably bring you back by around that. I don't know what I'm trying to do with this, by the way. Bring you back by 1. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Either way, stream, we didn't get distracted there at all by building the most random looking thing I've ever designed. Regardless, thank you very much to everyone that tuned in today. If you watched over on Twitch, I appreciate it as always. If you watched over on YouTube, try and get the stats up very quickly. Thank you for the 100 viewers and the almost 20-minute viewer duration today. Damn. Thank you very much for that, everybody. And hopefully tomorrow we can continue our little fun projects. Well, not this. I mean, like the actual builds. We'll see how it goes, though. I'll mess around with this a bit off camera, maybe, if I've got time. But regardless, thank you very much for watching, liking, and subscribing. I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for some more Satisfactory and for some more, well, Satisfactory. Have an amazing rest of your day. Stay safe, Godspeed, and cheerio.